Welcome to Rich Conversations, and welcome to Miami. Sunny Miami. We're by the ocean, in a park. I thought this would be a great setting for us to just take some time out of our life to think about our own life. And the air is fresh. Let's start how we usually do and just practice breathing in and out. Very simple. I don't have a timer. I'm going to use my watch. And before we get into the questions, let's just breathe, baby. Just in and out. Very fundamental. Number of sounds entering into our space, nature and man-made. But we're just breathing in, breathing out, just letting thoughts pass. Very simple, very beautiful. let's stop there. I could do that a lot longer. I feel so invigorated, so energized by nature. And specifically here in Miami, it's comes so effortlessly. The smell of the sea. Oh, beautiful. Why don't we begin? Now, I have my notebook with me, and we have a notebook. Fantastic. If you don't, even just like something simple as just thinking consciously about these questions will be helpful. I especially like the writing aspect. Helps kind of slow the process, and then it creates something physical that I can always look back on and feel, touch. Our first question, though, is, what are we grateful for? I don't know how difficult this wind is for you to hear me, but we'll see. I feel like everything is just an experiment. And that's why it's important to not put so much pressure on yourself, because we can just learn and apply to the next one. This right here, it isn't final. We just keep going. Keep going, keep learning, keep growing. But I really wanted to record by the ocean, so that's what we're gonna do today. Now, I have, of course, some espresso that I brought with me on my walk here. I just want to say how grateful I am to be here in Miami, in the sun, by the sea. And with nature. I think that's going to be the theme of this reflection, is nature. And our appreciation. I'm betting how long the tripod will hold up against these ocean winds. What are we grateful for? It's something so foundational. It's just by starting with what we're grateful for. It's a fantastic opportunity to just take yourself out of yourself. Think about the bigger world. Think about what you're a part of. It takes the focus off of us as an individual, our individuality, and helps us think more about how we're a part of the collective. I think if I were to give advice to anyone who is starting a growth journey, a really intentional life development, self-development journey is start with gratitude and appreciate patience, or develop an appreciation of patience, develop a skill of patience. Gratitude and patience, those are the building blocks, I would say, for any direction, trajectory that you want to go towards. Fundamental. Gratitude, baby. Next question I want you to think about in regard to nature. Something I've been thinking a lot about while here in Miami is nature, the plants, the animals. This feeling of healing. Being by the water, being by the ocean, I feel my body healing itself. It's really interesting. So what I would like you to do is think about the last time you were in nature, like really in nature. How did that feel? What was your experience? Write about that. Something that's been really surprising to me on this trip, I've been here almost a week. I've been working on this project, book series, Nuance and Notes, and taking design photos, but just how much I'm just walking. All I want to do is be outside. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, but just be outside. I'll sit on this bench for an hour or two, or go on walks. I feel so energized from the weather, from nature, the plants especially. I'm just astounded by how effortless the plants are here. Just life is here. It's so vibrant. It's so easy. Coming from the Midwest, it's like so much work to take care of plants. Here, you just like put some seeds in some dirt, put it outside, and you're good to go, it seems like. It's just interesting to me. So nature. What was your last experience in nature like? How did you feel? Did you feel like you were healing? I think as humans, we're either meant to be with each other or in nature. And so if you place yourself within a very natural environment, outdoors, I think part of you, like you as a being, feel more nourished, more complete, more whole, more energized. It's beautiful. Speaking of animals, got dogs around. They look so happy. I would be too. Something I've been noticing is how animals are approaching me more. The other night, I was just sitting on a bench at a different park, just looking at the ocean, and this bird came up and just sat on this rock near me the whole time I was there, and positioned itself so that it was always watching me. But it feels like that with other animals too, whether they're cats, dogs, lizards a little bit, birds definitely. I'm just taking the time to appreciate that more and just reflecting on not only my connection with nature, but our human connection with nature and other animals. Then the juxtaposition of being in nature, but then always hearing planes fly by. I think that's really interesting. The juxtaposition. And also the energy inside humans to follow our curiosity in a way that we develop machines and materials that can fly in the air, take us anywhere we want to go. Animals, such curious creatures. This next question: when was the last time you were in a space where you weren't the only one, there's other people around, there's activity going on, but you felt so centered and focused and free of care? When was that? What was that like? What were you doing? Sort of how I feel right now. People walking around, doing their thing, animals doing their thing. We're just right here thinking about life. So right about that moment where you're just at ease, just at peace. Among other things, or among things I've observed in Miami, I've been really interested in the shadows of the sun at different times of the day. I think it's really interesting how, like, in the morning the shadows will be really extreme, and then they'll be smaller, and then they're on different sides. So if I'm sitting here, when I start, the shadow might be, over here. Then it sort of moves, and it has a life of its own in a way. But it's just the sun and our relationship to the sun. It so fascinates me. Just the shadows. I've observed shadows quite a bit during my time in Miami. I think that's the beauty, the benefit of being in a place like this compared to the Midwest during this time. And it's hit or miss. You never know if you're going to have a gray day, a rainy day, a sunny day, partly sunny day. Like, every day I've been here, the sun has just been here, shining brightly, radiantly. And so it's really enabled me to kind of study the shadows it creates and the life and playfulness within those shadows. It's amazing. So what's something so seemingly mundane as shadows and the sun and our relationship to it that you've observed in your own life? Like, what's something that fascinates you on kind of that level? Maybe it's how rust on a statue or infrastructure occurs over time. Maybe you saw it one day and it was like a small amount and then a larger amount, and then, just stuff like that. Something that we take for granted and most people take for granted, but you find a joy in it, a meaning, fulfillment in some way, because it connects you to a larger story, a larger purpose. The word significance with ourselves, nature, that connection. Being able to take the time and really feel that significance between all those things. And now I'm looking at palm trees and how they're so can really tell the movement. Like if you were to draw the palm trees I'm looking at right now, it'd be like they're moving. They're so bent this way because of the wind off the ocean. They're not just in place and motionless. Motion's the word I'm looking for. Like capturing motion. Motion tells a story, a bigger story, right? If you were to look at these palm trees that I'm looking at right now, you'd be able to decipher a bigger story. Something else is happening to cause these palm trees, what do you call them? I don't know. Are they leaves? Are they branches? I am unfamiliar. Something else is happening to cause that. So if we look at other things around us and see motion, can teach us even more about the interconnectedness. I love palm trees so much. I take so many photos of palm trees. They're so magical to me. It's like if you're someone who lives in a region with a climate that doesn't produce palm trees, I'd imagine, like myself, you would feel a spirit or happiness with seeing palm trees. Because it reminds you of weather opposite of the harsh one here. Palm trees. Favorite two trees: oak trees and palm trees. That's something I'm curious about, is if locals in areas with palm trees appreciate these trees or view them. They must view them differently. Noticing plants with a very hard wax covering. And then when I tend to pick the leaves off and taste them, I'll bite them, chew them a little bit. Sometimes they were like really sticky with these wax coverings. What's your favorite tree? What's your favorite plant? What's your favorite plant, but more importantly, why is it your favorite plant? These palm trees are little, their leaves or their greenness extend farther than the ones I see in Los Angeles, or saw Los Angeles about a month ago. So you can tell how the climates have altered the growth and look, appearance, the physical appearance. All in these minute details, these minute things, right? And the adaptation plans. Yeah, when I'm taking photos in Miami, I get palm trees in like every photo. When I look back at this photo, the palm tree is gonna bring back that sense of ease again. I've never seen a palm tree and have gotten angry. And I think that speaks to a deeper connection with nature. Plants, nature help us not be angry. Calmness, just relaxing. Something I wrote in our Nuance and Notes series is prescribe flowers to reduce anger. Because I believe it. Few things will calm a person quicker and easier than a bouquet of flowers. Experiment, try it. No one's angry at a person holding flowers. I feel very similar about these palm trees. How could I be angry when these palm trees surround me? Coming up towards the end of our reflection session. So a question we can think about is, what about nature are you curious about? I'm curious about how nature would be so cruel as to knock over my espresso. But so kind as to not knock over all of it. Save me just a little bit, just to appreciate. To nature. That's been our guided reflection session for this week. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking time for yourself to think about your own life, which will help you. Aided with patience, it's going to help you long term. So much so. Keep at it. Keep being open. Keep immersing yourself in nature as much as possible. And continue to think about our relationship with it. And the ability for it to heal us. Bring us so much energy. Thanks for being here. Have another energizing week.